Hey guys, what's up? What's up? Let me get in here so I can see you guys. Uh, there you are. Hey, yeah, I don't know why the red is not showing up like on the main screen. I guess it just takes a minute to update everywhere. And I know sometimes you have to refresh your cache and empty out your cookies and all that. And I did all that and it still didn't change. I don't know. I'm just feeling red. I don't know. I'm just feeling red energy. I don't know what that means, but can you guys hear me okay? Taj. I haven't even gotten started yet. You talking about me bashing short men. Oh my goodness. Lord. I probably won't ever feel yellow because yellow is not one of my colors. Well, orange isn't either, so who knows? I mean, red is my second favorite color. I love red. Red is passion. Ew. Okay, so dang, y'all in here. So I'll go ahead and get started. So I want to talk about this TI situation. I mean, y'all know I'm late to everything because sometimes it pays to wait and see how things unfold and see how Black people are going to respond. Because then I can really tailor my response to what's going on with Black people. And I really didn't want to talk about this until I started seeing how Black people were responding. And I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and give kind of a different perspective. Um, but as you guys probably know, he announced in a radio interview that he still takes his daughter to get her hymen checked. And she just turned 18, to my understanding. Um, and he wants to make sure, she's still a virgin. Thank you, Eureka. I love you, Chrissy. Love you too, boo. And at first I just thought Ti was just like a traditionalist, a concerned father and all of that. But I really do feel like, or I won't say a concerned father, but just like a traditional husband and father. Like he just always gave me that vibe. So I didn't really think anything of it, but now just seeing like his behavior over time, I personally think, I haven't heard anybody else say this. I only listened to maybe a few videos on this, so maybe somebody already said it, but I feel like he might have a Napoleon complex, and his height and his size makes him feel, less of a man. And so he might overcompensate with being controlling and overbearing and possessive because it makes him feel more like a man. I just really get those kind of vibes from him, from Ti. I'm not bashing short men. I think he's like 5'7" or 5. I mean, he's taller than me, so I don't think he's short. But a lot of women want like men who are 6 foot, and he's little, he's small, he's a small dude. He's a small dude, for a man, he's small. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I'm 5'3", so and Tiny is short too. So Ti is tall for her. But he just strikes me as maybe the type, I'm pretty sure he purposely picked somebody like Tiny who was much shorter than him. I just think he has some issues with his size. I mean, I really do. I could be wrong. This is just, me, my opinion. Okay. And of course, he is, misogynistic. He's controlling. He's possessive. All those things too. But I do think that all ties in with the short man's complex. I could be wrong, but and he went on air saying that he owned half of his wife's lady parts, and I think she said a long time ago that after she had kids, he wouldn't allow her to work or go on the road and do music, and tour with Escape, because he didn't want his kids traveling, and he wanted them to have a stable home life, and he wanted them to have stability and a normal upbringing. When I first heard about that, I saw where he was coming from. I wouldn't want my children on tour back and forth with no stability. I would want my children to have routine and have normal relationships and all that stuff. I just feel like moving a child or children around like that can potentially cause some issues. So I understood. Again, I just thought, he was traditional. But this other stuff that has come out recently is a bit too controlling, even for me. And I lean towards the more traditional side when it comes to relationships. Like, I don't mind, I'm not against male authority, and I think girls need a certain amount of discipline from their fathers specifically, so they know how to choose men. But I just think there are better ways to discipline your daughters when it comes to sex. Not to mention, how he feels about his sons having sex. Like, he doesn't care if they, run through a whole bunch of women, but he doesn't want his daughter to be that kind of woman. But that's just how it is. That's how men are. But my dad was pretty strict too about boys and sex, but he wasn't, going to my OBGYN appointments and asking about if my hymen was still intact. And I still didn't lose my virginity until I was 19. So in my opinion, for most young girls, I don't feel like it takes all of that. When you grow up with a disciplinary, when it comes to a father, a strong patriarch, when you grow up with that, it usually doesn't take much discipline. I'm talking about my stepdad, Jasmine. My stepdad. He's been in my life since I was 3. So, that's when I refer to my dad, I'm referring to him. And he was, I've said this in previous videos, but he's a Leo. So he was very, he wasn't as controlling as T.I., but he did abuse his authority sometimes. He did. So, I can relate to how Deja's feeling right now. I've had some embarrassing moments and stuff. I know she is just so embarrassed, but all I'm saying is that it doesn't take much discipline for girls to listen, unless they're just wild and out of control and rebellious and all that, because sometimes they do rebel against their fathers. That happens too. But I know, like, even with most of my friends whose fathers were in our lives, like, it didn't take much for us to listen to daddy. It didn't take much. Raise his voice a little bit. We scared of getting our ass beaten, all that stuff. Like, not necessarily physically, but scared of being on punishment and scared of all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know times are different now and young girls are more promiscuous. My little cousin is pregnant, y'all. And I'm pissed. She's pregnant and she's 19. And so, yeah, I get it, and I mean, that's been happening, but I'm just saying, I know that times are a little bit different than they were when I was 18. But, she's going to listen or she isn't. And getting a hymen checked won't stop her if she feels like she's ready. Not to mention that she could have oral sex or some other form of sex that isn't, penetrative or whatever. And one thing I hate about how some Black men in particular are responding to this is they're kind of low-key trying to make T.I. Father of the Year and basically trying to force Black women to give him a pass because, he's present in his daughter's life. That's kind of where I'm like, And my thing is, single mothers, and, I'm not a single mother, but I'm just saying, I see how people respond to single mothers, single Black, or I should say single Black mothers. Single Black mothers are raising a lot of these Black children alone. And they're present, right? They're present. A lot of them are doing the best that they can. A lot of them are doing a good job. A lot of them are doing a bad job raising their children. But if they do something wrong, then they're getting dragged. They're getting dragged all over the internet. You know what I'm saying? Them simply being there is not enough. They have to actually be perfect mothers, according to a lot of these men. And T.I.'s daughter, I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I don't have anything against his daughter, but she just turned 18. Okay, realistically, we don't know how she turned out yet. Okay, we can say all day, oh, she's a good girl, she's a virgin. We don't know what she's done with her mouth. I'm not saying I'm not accusing her of doing anything, but I'm saying we don't know what she's done. We don't know what she's going to end up doing in the next year or so. Okay, she could end up dating a Negro just like her daddy next year. Which, let's just be honest right now, you guys, that is what T.I. is afraid of. Okay, he is afraid that she'll end up with a dude like him. That's what he's scared of. And he's afraid that she's going to be somewhere pregnant or somewhere like Regine dealing with, 40-year-old baby daddies to multiple children or multiple baby mamas. Yeah, he's afraid of karma. Exactly, Shanette. And I just feel like just because these girls aren't getting pregnant doesn't mean they're going to make good choices in men. Regine hasn't had any children. Regine, I don't know, how old is she? Like 20, 21, something like that. And her father is present too. And look at what kind of men she's dealing with. You know what I mean? And whose fault is that? You can't blame her single mother because Toya actually married Lil Wayne. They were married at one point. And Regine adores her father. Like, he's been in her life since day one. Regine is Lil Wayne's daughter, you guys. Lil Wayne, rapper Lil Wayne's daughter. So, when I'm looking at this and I'm seeing black men saying, oh, well, at least he's present. At least he's, taking action to make sure his baby girl is, doing okay. I mean, I guess that's cool. I mean, I'm not going to say I guess. That is good. That's good. But no, black men, showing up financially and being present doesn't automatically get you a good black father award. You're not passing out good black mother awards, single black mothers, to women who are present. Do you get what I'm saying? They actually have to be good mothers. It takes more than that for black mothers. So I'm gonna need you to hold black fathers to the same standard. That's all I'm saying. And I do feel like some black men are taking advantage of the fact that the community is broken and they're setting the bar very low for black fatherhood. And they do the same thing, trying to force, black women to date broke men. They're trying to force feed broke men to black women. They'll say, oh, well, white supremacy and the racism and the community is broken, so black women need to settle for what they can get. They just need to be happy if a man is just making the bare minimum. He's doing the bare minimum. But we can't come to them with that. We can't say, oh, black women are doing the best they can and we're fat because we're stressed out and, we wear weave because of this and this white supremacy. We can't fall back on those kind of excuses. And we can't say, oh, take us how we are. We can't say that. Do you get what I'm saying? So, but with them, it's like they can fall back on all these excuses, and black women will allow it. I mean, y'all give out awards for the most basic stuff. I was looking at some post somebody sent me, and it was the rapper DaBaby, and some girl was like, "Oh, I'm so glad he has a full black daughter. She's not diet black." And of course, the biracials was all in their feelings and all of this stuff because she's a regular black girl. And I mean, are we really praising black men for having black children? I mean, did he marry his baby mama? Is he married? And like, what kind of grown man names himself DaBaby? I don't see the appeal in DaBaby. I don't see what's so appealing about that man. Thank you, Beige Negress. She says, how can dudes who complain about paying child support for out of wedlock children determine what a good father is? Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, y'all love the baby, honey. I don't get the appeal, huh? Just his name. Why is your name the baby? How old are you? You have babies of your own. Why is that your name? Why like it sounds so juvenile. It sounds so juvenile. And y'all, I promise you, like, I swear, like, it's young dude. I attract a lot of younger dudes, and that shit pisses me off. Cause they be giving me that vibe, that the baby juvenile vibe. Oh, it's just so disgusting. I'd be like, get away from me. Isn't that his name? The baby? I can't. But y'all like that though. Y'all like that. Y'all like it, and y'all actually praising him for having a black child. Did somebody answer my question? Is he married? Is he married to the mother of his child? Does he have multiple? I'm sure he probably has multiple children by different women. Yeah, I do look young, Latia, and I'm short. So people, especially if I'm with my niece, I got all these little boys trying to approach me. I'm like, little boy, that shit is so annoying. But yeah, I can't do those juvenile men. I can't do it. But my point is, y'all will praise them for the bare minimum. You know, and it's like black women can't fall back on the community being broken when it comes to how they mother their children. The bar is set astronomically high, not just high, but very, very high. So no, we're not about to applaud T.I. and give out an award for, I won't say the bare minimum. He's taking care of his kids pretty damn good. So I wouldn't say the bare minimum, but the bar is pretty low. Taj Dempsey, thank you for your donation. He says, you always get down to the nitty gritty of the black community, and I love it. Thank you. I got the men in the building, the real black men up in here. I love it. No, the babies up in here. I'm feeling that. Grown men. Okay. But no, T.I., you don't get an award. How about you stop running your mouth on the radio, telling your daughter's business to the world and embarrassing her and making her prey to these predatory men? This girl had to turn off her comments on Instagram because these trifling, creepy dudes was all up in her inbox. Just disgusting. Thank you, cutie honey 13. Hey, Chrissy, love the content. I'll check out your live later. I need to head to work. Oh, okay. Thank you for your donation. Have a good night at work. Oh, you'll never catch me being a cougar, ever. maybe if I'm single in the future and he got a whole bunch of money. That's the only way I'll date a younger dude. But yeah, no, like stop running your mouth. Yeah, how about you stop promoting the type of women you don't want your daughter to be in your music videos and in your music lyrics? How about you stop being messy and hoeing around on your wife in public and embarrassing your wife? And see, he's possessive like that over his daughter because he's afraid she'll be attracted to men like him. That's what this is about, as well as the short man complex, in my opinion. In my opinion. Yara, thank you. I'm trying to figure out what doctor violated HIPAA for T.I. Would he violate HIPAA if she gave him consent? Because he said something about signing over consent. Girl, I don't know how that works, honey. I don't know. Or maybe Tiny showed him the results. He could have been exaggerating, you guys. He could have been. I don't know. And let me move on to black women because I got something for y'all too, okay? Because I have a little bit of an issue with how y'all are responding to this too. And not all of you, but the feminists, some of the feminists in particular, or the feminist minded black women. ladies, Tiny is not her mom. Okay, well, maybe her biological mother showed Ti the results. I don't know, you guys. You got to understand these women are getting paid, which I'm gonna get into in a minute. Like, Ti is he wields a certain amount of power because he got the money, y'all. The best, thank you. Talk about how dads are attracted to their daughters. I don't know if that's what's going on. I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah, you can't even prove you're a virgin. Exactly. And a lot of people have already covered that, how the hymen can break in different ways. And, again, oral sex, hello. Somebody can play with your titties, play with your coochie, whatever. Like, you don't like what he's trying to do doesn't make any sense, y'all. It doesn't. It doesn't. I'm not trying to say she's not doing any of that. I'm not trying to accuse her of anything. I'm just saying, like, he's just not being realistic. But all I'm gonna say to the women is, I just don't like. I wish we could stop acting like this is the norm for traditional men in this day and age. This is the only problem I have with how the women are responding. Like, Ti is the extreme, ladies. I don't think most men these days anyway are making their daughters go get their hymens checked. I just, you don't hear about that often. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? And I do feel like I and listen, I'm not trying to bash the feminists, because we can thank feminism for that kind of stuff not happening anymore, right? For men not having that type of control over our bodies or whatever. And that's the kind of feminism I can get down with. I can identify with. Not some of this, other third wave stuff, this extreme stuff. But I do feel like some of the Black feminists or feminist minded Black women, not all of you, but some are using this situation to make it seem like all or most men are this extreme. Be on me says she's doing this publicly so that she can get the bag like Rihanna. I don't think y'all understand how them old money people operate, and those really, really wealthy men operate. They don't want T.I. in their family. He running his mouth. They wouldn't pick her because of her father and his antics and his shenanigans. Real high class people aren't going to pick her. Like, that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. I'm not saying it can't happen. But I'm just saying, like, a respectable, high class, old money person, they might find virgins appealing. Obviously, they do young female virgins, but they're not gonna choose, somebody with that low class mentality and behavior, like, with the way her family is acting. That's embarrassing. They're not gonna do that. They don't usually do that. I'm not saying it can't happen. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh, um I feel like some Black women are using this situation to make it seem like most men are this extreme. And they're not, ladies. And I'm not, yes, T.I. is misogynistic, and this is what I would consider toxic masculinity. I don't think the feminists, or the Black women or women in general are exaggerating on that. But the reason why I'm addressing the women is because what they'll do, specifically the anti-hypergamy women, the anti level up women, they will use this situation to slam women who want high caliber men or who want men of means. They'll be like, oh, this is what rich men do. This is why you shouldn't be hypergamous. This is why hypergamous won't work. They'll use this. Alex Stark says not most men, most black men. What do you mean? Most black men aren't doing this, especially most black men. They ain't looking after they little girls like that, or I should say, controlling their little girls like that or their daughters like that. But yeah, they'll say, "Oh, this is what rich men do," when poor fathers and even mothers can be just as controlling in this sense. I know back in the day, mothers used to check their daughters. Some mothers used to check their daughters. I don't know if you guys watched the Dorothy Dandridge movie, but do you remember in that movie how her mother's lover, her mother's best friend, or maybe it was her aunt, checked her to see if she was having sex physically? So, yeah, so I mean, this is not okay. Yeah, her mother's girlfriend. This is not like a rich man thing. And I see, I've looked at a video or two and I'll see little comments like that in the comment section. And they'll be like, see, the hypergamists aren't talking about this. And it's like, what is there to talk about? Poor fathers, poor people can be controlling in this way too. This is not a rich or a poor thing. And I've been thinking about something somebody told me a while back about, and this is somebody I'm no longer cool with, but this was, a black male. He is a black male. And he was saying how male protection correlates to men needing to feel a sense of ownership over women. And I've been thinking about that lately. You protect things and people that you feel that you own and that you feel you are responsible for. You're possessive over those items or those people that you protect. And this is going to be triggering to some of the feminists out there, but I have to say it. I have to put it out there and pose the question to you ladies out here, because we do sit up here and we complain about black men in particular not protecting black women because we're, quote unquote, their women, right? And we'll say that. We'll say, we're your women, you're supposed to protect us. But we're also quick to tell them that they don't own us. And that's kind of like mixed messages, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to use the word out of context. When we say own, I know we mean that we don't want men controlling and dictating our bodies and our every move and all that. And I don't want that either. So don't get me wrong. But I do agree a little bit with the fact or the idea that black men as a collective really don't have that primal urge to protect black women and black children like other groups of men who are patriarchs, who are patriarchal, who have intact patriarchy, and who protect their women and children. Black men don't see us as quote unquote their women like we see them as quote unquote our men, and how we're so willing to protect them at every turn. They don't do that for us. And so I'm just asking the question, do black men need more of a sense of ownership and possessiveness over black women for that instinct or reflex to be there? And if so, does it benefit us to say you don't own me? Maybe own is the wrong word. Somebody can give me a new word. Jay Ray, thank you for your donation. She says the hymen check has been going on for centuries. Yeah, I know. I protect my adult children, but I don't own them. That's sadistic. Okay, so but you protect your grown children, so you feel that primal urge to protect them. Why do you feel that way? They're your children, right? It's not saying that you quote unquote own them, but they're yours. So in a way, is that maybe you don't want to use the word own, maybe that sounds too harsh, but you do feel like they're yours. Yeah, this shit is deep. It's deep. And before y'all get all offended and you don't own me, they don't own me, don't nobody own me. I know where y'all are going with this. I'm not saying I want to be owned either, but I'm just saying, like, in order to protect something, do you have to feel a sense of ownership over it? Protection is not ownership. Okay, Beulah. So are we just going to call it protection? How about claim or keep? Okay. It's like those are different words for own to me. I mean, I'm all about calling a thing a thing. Okay. Shout out to Iyanla. I'm all about calling a thing a thing. All right. If you want to call it claim, whatever you want to call it. But what ignites that primal urge to protect? What is that? What's underneath that? They're a part of you. Okay. Whoa, it's Monica. Thank you for your donation. She said there just has to be a level of connection there. You relate and see these people as an extension of yourself and thus worthy of protection. Okay. So you see them as an extension of yourself. Okay. I like the way you put that. Whoa, it's Monica. Thank you for your donation. Okay. So a deep sense of love. Okay. I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to think about how men think. You know, when it comes to their cars. I'm not saying that women, they should look at us how they look at their cars, but they protect stuff that they own, that they feel they're responsible for. Sister Charisse, I protect my younger sibling, but I don't own him. Okay. So y'all don't like the word own. I get it. That's kind of why I use the word feeling of ownership. Okay, NYW. It's an unspoken agreement between men and women. Women bring in the children, and men protect it. Okay, but I'm just saying, y'all. I feel like men. I'm talking about men here. I'm not talking about how we see, because we don't. I feel like women and men are different. When we're protecting men and Black men, we do see them as an extension of ourselves. It's more of a nurture thing. It's a womanly thing. You get what I'm saying? Not saying that we can't be primal either, because we can have a primal urge to protect and all of that stuff. But no, I don't necessarily like the word own either, you guys. But all I'm saying is how it translates, you guys. How it translates in the mind of men and just in the mind of people. When you keep telling men that they don't have any say over anything, and then in the next breath you're telling them, oh, protect me, I need protection. Do you see how those are conflicting messages? Okay, throw the word own out, but can you see how those are conflicting messages? Can you see how that's very conflicting? I'm just throwing it out there. Class assignment says it's not necessarily right, but men see it as ownership. It's historical. You're right, Chrissy. Okay. Again, since when do you need to feel ownership to protect? The same way your child's teacher, woman or man, protects them. Yeah, but they don't protect them like they protect, like, you're making false comparisons. They don't protect them how they protect their own children. Just like white men, they may say a white man is a teacher, he may protect the students of his class, right? But he's still, by and large, white men aren't protecting Black women like they protect their own women, because those are their women. They feel like they belong to them. They don't feel like Black women belong to them. Tap says, thank you for your donation. White men protect mud sharks. White women with Black men in a heartbeat. Black men make excuses and we condone the excuses. Okay, I agree with that. That still doesn't really speak to what I said about ownership, though. I mean, again, what you just said, though, Tap. I mean, white men, even if a white woman is with a Black man, he still looks at her like, that's mine, I'm going to protect her. Black men don't have whatever that is. They don't have that when it comes to Black women. J. Ray, thank you. I agree. Our men don't feel an urge to protect us. My friend cousin was getting beat by her boyfriend. Not one dude in her family stepped in to protect her. Wow. Better in Pink says you protect what you value. Black men don't value Black women. Okay, I agree with that. So okay, value, right? I'm just trying to take it down to where it, like, how do you develop value for someone? What makes a person valuable? What makes a woman, a white man, let's use white men as an example. What makes white women so valuable to them? What, because they look like them? What is it? Yara Monet says, I'm trying to think of a euphemism for ownership. Y'all just don't like that word when I'm telling you that's what it is. Men protect when they feel a sense of ownership over something. Queen says, if he taught his kids how to respect and protect themselves, he shouldn't be so obsessed with her sexuality because they will know the basics about life from verbal lessons. He failed. Yeah, I feel like there should be more emphasis on protecting yourself. I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Who made that comment? Queen. Definitely. It needs to be more emphasis placed on protection. No, because they view white women as an object. Okay, but they protect them though. They've built a whole system designed to protect them. So I guess what I'm asking is, do they need to objectify them to a point? Woe is Monica. Value equals high worth in society's eyes. Okay. Naya, Chrissie, Black men only protect Black women when they are attracted to them. That's very true. That's very, very true. Chrissy says they view them as equal. Black men do not view Black women as equal. No, we white men do not view white women as equals, boo. Not the patriarchs, not the ones making the moves. No, they don't. That's why white women have their feminism movement. They don't feel like their men treat them as equals. How do they treat them as equals, Lisa? You talking about now? Even now. Chrissy, what are your thoughts about purity culture? Kasha says, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with, virgins being pure or anything like that. I don't agree with that, but I do feel like Black women should protect their wombs. I'm not into the whole virginity thing or whatever, but I do feel like women are different from men in the sense that most of us collectively can't emotionally handle a bunch of men running up in us the way men can handle, running up in a whole bunch of women. Now, if I had a daughter, yeah, I would want her to, give it up to the right person the first time. I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, I wouldn't care and I would just let my daughter do whatever. It's her body, her choice. Hell motherfucking no. I wouldn't want my daughter running around, losing her virginity to a fuck nigga. What? Are you serious? Absolutely not. Nope. But would I go as far as getting her hymen checked? No, that's too much to me. Yeah, the whole purity thing, it does have a lot to do with, men wanting to control women, definitely. And just people wanting to control women's bodies. I agree with that. Like, there's a lot of aspects of feminism, all that I 100% agree with. It's just this new age stuff that some of it that I don't agree with. And when women take things to the extreme and they start saying stuff like, oh, we shouldn't date men of means or men with money because they're going to leave us and cheat on us and they're going to be too controlling. Like, okay, now you're doing too much. But yeah, I need you guys to ponder on that ownership thing for real, because I just want to know. Like I said, I'm still thinking about it. I'm still letting it marinate or whatever. That's why I haven't really done a video on it. But I've been thinking about it ever since that person said it to me. Um, because I know that I protect things that I own, that I feel like I own. My things, my nice things, I own those things. I paid for those things. And I protect them at all costs. My mother, of course, I don't feel like I own her, but that's my mom. So when I say that's mine, that's my mother. That's not your mother. That's my mama. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to protect my mama. She's mine. And so even though I don't want to use the word own, do I feel a sense of ownership of my mother? Yes. Do I feel a sense of responsibility for my mother? Yes. She old and, getting up there, having health issues. Yes, I feel a responsibility to protect her. So that's something we need to think about. But y'all can help me out with that. I'm not saying I'm right about that. I'm open to whatever you guys have to say. And let me just say this, because this is part of the title, but there are men of means who are controlling and overbearing and use their money to control women, and there are men who are just too overbearing, like Ti, and even worse than Ti, who I feel if he was just a regular man making $40,000 a year, he wouldn't get the time of day for most women. I'm not saying Ti is unattractive or anything, but if he was just had a regular job or whatever, I don't really see him getting a lot of play like that. I'm just gonna be honest. Nastiho, thank you for your donation. I like that little sticker. How did you do that? Yeah, he's fake woke. Ti just needs to be quiet. He's talking too much. I feel like they're all talking too much. Him and Tiny. It's like when you have kids to look out for, young kids, it's like parents are already super embarrassing when you're at that age, and they're just on the radio, just running off at the mouth. It's just classless. It's too much. They need to stop. Liz Martin says, I own things. I honor my family and friends. Big difference. Okay. And what feeling makes you honor your family and friends? I'm just trying to get down to the bottom of that, y'all. Y'all keep trying to use different words. I'm just trying to get down to the bottom of it. I mean, I understand if you don't want to use the word own. I get it. I get it. But I'm saying, yeah, y'all stuck on the word. Exactly. I'm trying to get you off the word. That's exactly why I said sense of ownership, a sense of it. Not necessarily you feel like you own that person, you control that person's every move, but you feel a sense of ownership, a sense of obligation to protect that person because you feel that sense of ownership. Alex, are you calling me regressive? Yeah, semantics, exactly. And that's going to be all in the comment section. And like, Chrissie, talking about own. And just, people's going to be just hyper focusing on that word. It's freaking hilarious. That's just what y'all do. Um, but yeah, what was I saying? Y'all see, this is why I get so thrown off. Oh yeah, I was talking about overbearing men. Um, I feel like if he was a regular guy, he would not get the time of day from most women he has access to now, being famous. And I feel like he knows that, which is why he's abusing his authority. He has some insecurity there, if you ask me. It's just too much. Brandy, thank you. White men can't continue on the white race without white women. That's the only reason they're so protective of them. Okay, but that still comes from a sense of ownership though. You're mine. You can produce children who look like me, therefore you're mine. I like y'all just running away from the word. It's the same thing. It's the same shit. Um, but and it's like, I'm not coming down on. Yeah, exactly, Zenobia. Y'all equating ownership with slavery. Exactly. We're not talking about slavery. We're not talking about. That's why I was hesitating using the word slavery, because I knew y'all were going to do this. I knew. Taj says, thank you for your donation. He says it's definitely semantics. I agree. I knew. Okay, cherished. Okay, let's just drop the word own, because y'all don't like that word. That's fine. It's fine. Okay, the problem is what own means to men, Chrissy. We women know what it's supposed to mean, but can't trust our black men to know the difference between own and protect. Okay. Okay, Rush. Now that was a good response. That was a good response. Now, if you say if men are taking it too damn far, because that I can agree with. Sometimes they take it too far. And that is when you get into toxic masculinity. That's when you get into all that, right? So I agree. They just take it too far. So I don't think the problem is with the word. It's the problem with abusing authority and abusing control, or I should just say abusing authority. Can we agree with that? They abuse their authority or their manhood. The word own is harsh, but ownership has a lot to do with responsibility. A sense of ownership is feeling responsible for something or someone you care about. Okay. Good answer. Now, these are good answers. Okay, thank you. We have some people that think in here. Kay Loves, thank you. I don't know why people are acting like this is such a hard concept. This is so sad. This is just what they do to me. I don't know. For those of you who practice astrology, Pisces is on my 10th house cusp. And I know Pisces can get real cloudy. I'm very misunderstood. And the 10th house is a public house. It's whatever you share to the world. And so I can't control how people interpret my message, and people interpret it several different ways. And that shit is mad fucking annoying. That shit drives me up the wall sometimes. I be really trying to make sense, and I purposely concentrate on how I word things, and people will still blow everything out of context. It's so frustrating. And the concepts are so simple. They really are. I mean, of course they have nuance and everything, and you can, analyze them. But what I say here is pretty simple shit. It's not that hard. It's not complicated at all. um, but what I was saying about Ti, I'm not trying to come down on him. Who is Pookie? Who is Pookie? Because I don't see a Pookie in here. Is that really his name, or are you just calling him Pookie? Queen, thank you. I find it so odd he's okay with his 14-year-old son having sex, because it's most likely with girls 18 plus, since he's on tour trying to be a rapper. Exactly. Exactly. His sons are having sex with girls who are probably younger than his daughter. And so he only cares about his daughter, not about the community. Again, a sense of ownership over his daughter. That's his daughter, right? D, marriage is a sense of ownership. Why do we seek it if it's quote unquote oppressive? Y'all are using synonyms and metaphors for ownership. Agreed. That's true. That's actually very true. Cause I mean, I feel like if y'all have such a problem with that word, then why do you want marriage? That's still a complex question, though. It's complicated. It's many different reasons why women want marriage. Because I want marriage for not the best reason. I'm just gonna be honest, but I'll get into that in another video. Yeah, pink flip flames. Y'all are making this more than what it has to be. You know what Chrissy means. Y'all, I swear it's everything I say. Every little thing I say, they do that. I'm used to it by now. I'll, y'all, it happens with everything. It's so funny. Lois Monica says we love a superficial queen. I'm a little bit superficial. I'm a lot of bit superficial. But, other things are important too. Anyway, y'all keep throwing me off track. What I was saying about T.I., everyone has insecurities. So I'm not coming down on him for having insecurities. He's regular, well, he's like extreme, but I'm saying he's normal for having insecurities. But I just want, the reason why I'm bringing up that part is that I do want to just put it out there, Black women, since, we're on this level up journey and hypergamy journey. Thank you, Queen. I guess he's okay with pedo women having sex with son. Oh, Lord. But I just have to throw it out there because I want to be responsible. You might have to make sacrifices being with a man of means, but I don't recommend dealing with a man that's too overbearing just because he's rich or because he has more money than you or makes significantly more money than you. Because, hypergamy, you don't have to date super rich men to be hypergamous, But, and different women can tolerate different things. So it really just depends on what you're willing to deal with personally. But abuse is never worth it. Okay. And if you're being restricted to the point to where you're just miserable, then it's probably not worth it. And that brings me to Tiny, right? Apparently homegirl is not miserable. Apparently she feels like the bag is good enough to stay, and she feels like the sacrifices aren't that bad. Okay. I know she recently said on some interview, she said that Candy's mother told her to never marry for love. And I found it funny that Candy, like, Tiny listened to Candy's mama, but Candy didn't listen to her mama. That's just really interesting to me. That's a different conversation. I just hope Candy and Todd makes it. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. But that is why Tiny is staying with T.I. for the money, for the bag. So in all honesty, it sounds like they have an agreement, and that's what works for their household. Okay. And it seems to me that the women so far anyway aren't mad or miserable enough to leave the money. So what really can we say, And like I told you guys in my video, I think it was called You Have Options, Black Women. 9 times out of 10, when dating or marrying a man of means, sacrifices will have to be made. Oh, Tiny was the breadwinner in the beginning. Okay. Yeah, I know Todd. Todd is definitely living good. He's exceptional, Ebony, but I think Candy makes significantly more than him. So, and I think her mom probably wanted her to do a little bit better, which I can't say I totally disagree, but, they look happy. So whatever. But I told you guys in that video that when dating or marrying a man of means or practicing hypergamy, sacrifices will have to be made. You might have to give up something, and you need to choose what sacrifices you're willing to live with. I just saw a video from another YouTuber. She's a white woman. I'm going to talk about some of the sacrifices. You guys need to go watch that video because I talked about the sacrifices in that video. But I was watching this white woman, and she was talking about how she doesn't like being a mom. I forget her name, but the video is in my liked folder if you guys want to check it out. I know some of you guys look at my liked liked videos because you'll say, Chrissy, why did you like that video? That was a bad video. Y'all, it's so funny how y'all look in my videos and y'all get mad at the stuff I like. It's just so hilarious. But the video's in there. And she was talking about loving her children, but not really being too fond of motherhood. And quiet as it's kept, a lot of mothers feel that way. They just don't want to admit it because they feel like saying that would mean that they hate their children. Chelsea, thank you. I wish I had the understanding of self like I do now. I'm one of them girls that was ran through because I thought I could be a guy. Hashtag protect your girls. Yeah, see? It, as a woman, you have to have a very special personality to run around with men like that, or to run around and be promiscuous the same way men do. We're just not, I don't feel like we're emotionally built for that, most of us. Not saying all, because, I know some women, I've known of some women who can do that, but most women don't. Most women can't and emotionally be okay. That's why I don't necessarily promote that lifestyle. I'm not necessarily against a woman, having fun, being promiscuous, using a man, as long as she's getting something out of it, I'm not necessarily 100% against the sugar daddy lifestyle, sugar baby, sugar daddy. I'm not 100% against sugaring, but it's a lot that comes with that kind of lifestyle and sex work. And, I'm not going to put anybody on blast, but, I know somebody who was involved in that. So, when you hear the stories and you hear about what these women go through, it's like, it's not all that it's cracked up to be a lot of the time. So I don't necessarily push that lifestyle, and if I did, I would definitely be telling you the pros and the cons. I tell you the pros and the cons anyway. I tell you the cons of this. People act like I don't, but I do all the time. But yeah, the white woman in the video, she was talking about how she didn't feel, she doesn't like motherhood. And again, a lot of mothers feel that way. They just don't want to admit it. They don't want to say it. And I have a best friend. And I know I'm always saying, I know somebody, but I do. Like, I know a lot of people. I have friends of friends. I'm that friend. I'm that person that people just want to pour their hearts out to. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a gift. I don't know. People just want to tell me all their business. So, these stories are real, you guys. And I have a best friend who she has 3 kids. And she told me, she was like, don't have kids. She said, don't do it. She said, never have kids. Chelsea, Amber Rose is the type of people that got young girls wrapped up in that mindset. And no, I wasn't mentally strong enough to handle it. See, and she's going around. And that's what I'm saying. That's why the media is so important, you guys, because there's too many of these girls out here who don't have enough guidance, and they see somebody like Amber Rose and they feel like, oh, I can be free like her, and I can, no. And maybe Amber Rose is emotionally capable enough to handle that type of lifestyle, but are most women Amber Rose? Do most women have that kind of money? Or access to the type of men she has access to? Most Black women are not going to be in that situation where they're having kids by men who have a lot of money. If the regular everyday Black woman follows in Amber Rose's footsteps and have 2 babies without being married by 2 different men, you think they're going to be living like Amber Rose? No, that's not realistic. Yeah, y'all know I live downtown now, so it's just always noise. It's noisy as hell. Yeah, so that's why I have to be responsible and not promote certain lifestyles. And if, like I said, if I did, I would just give you the pros and cons, of the lifestyles of what I've heard anyway. And even like in sex work, you guys, it's a hierarchy even in that. Like, the Black women are getting paid less even in sex work. A lot of those companies that hire Black women for sex work, they're ran by white women and white men. You think they paying your black ass the same they're paying those white women? Most likely not. For the most part, no. The same thing in the strip club. It's a hierarchy, and so if it's already hard enough to make it in corporate America and in the workforce, just think about sex work, how grimy it is. Yeah, no, I wouldn't recommend sex work to any black woman. Any black woman, absolutely not. um, but there are sacrifices. That's my whole point here. And there are sacrifices like that white woman described. You guys need to go watch that video. She was very friendly about it. Very, you could tell she didn't have any hatred towards her children or anything. She loves her kids, but there are sacrifices that come with motherhood. And, me personally, I don't feel like I could live with those sacrifices. I've had that conversation with myself, and I have consciously decided that the cons outweigh the pros for me personally when it comes to having kids. And, I got to deal with, whatever comes with that. When I grow old, I have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? And I've accepted that. And you guys need to understand that it's the same thing with hypergamy and with leveling up. You want that lifestyle with the man of means? Well, you're probably going to have to make some sacrifices to keep that man of means if he's paying for everything anyway. That's why almost everybody encouraging hypergamy is telling you to get your own money too. And it's so funny how people act like we're not saying that. I don't listen to the other women in that sector that much, but I've listened to the popular ones. You guys know who they are. And almost everybody is telling y'all to get your own money. But when you listen to the anti-hypergamy people, they'll say, oh, why don't you concentrate on getting your own stuff, getting your own money? Everybody's already saying that. You late, bitch. Catch up. We already saying that. We already talking about getting our own bag. Like, you guys see me. My man don't pay for everything. I get my own money. If he left, I'll be okay. So it's like, what are you talking about? The point is you get your own bag and you dip in his too. That's the point. I don't know, like, what is you saying? Like, I just don't understand. I gotta get ghetto on these hoes sometimes. Cause it's like, why are y'all are really being intentionally obtuse. That's really just what it is. You just want to rebel against this just for the sake of being rebellious. You want to push back just for the sake of pushing back. That's all you want to do. Because you go listen to hear about why black women shouldn't be hypergamous or why black women shouldn't level up and what it takes to level up. And if you actually listen to most of the platforms, we're saying the same thing. Yes, get your education. Yes, get your own money. Some of these women are saying work 2 jobs so you can level up. Network, get some money, like get your education. Like, who is not saying that already? And again, like I've said in several videos, black women were among the highest educated in the country. So again, catch up. We're already educated. We're already very smart, intelligent women, resourceful women. We're perfect for hypergamous men. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Like a lot of the situation, I'm not saying we don't have barriers like, systemic racism, colorism, all that. Yes, that is absolutely there. But like I said in my last video, sometimes we get in our own way. Sometimes we get in our own way. And sometimes we intentionally date dusties for various reasons. I'm not going to get into all that. J. Ray, thank you again. I don't think I want kids unless I have a nanny. Girl, if I had kids, I would definitely have to have a nanny. I know I'm not cut out to be a mother, guys. It's so much going on. I mean, first of all, I'm a borderline commitment phobe. That's the first thing. Secondly, I'm way too selfish to be a mother, and I don't like kids that much. Kids literally get on my nerves. Like, I think babies are cute and everything. I see the little cute baby videos. I'm like, oh, oh, look at the cute little baby, but it's like they still get on my nerves, y'all. Like, it's so bad, you guys. And this sounds really bad, but like, I'll be watching somebody's video, like, it just be a random person's video. And if their baby starts crying or something like that, I get so irritated. I'm like, really? Your baby couldn't wait till you made a video? And so if I'm thinking like that about a baby, about an innocent child, then I don't need kids. I don't need kids. Because I'm like, really? I'm sure you pay attention to this little baby all day. Like, they can't give you 5 minutes? Selfish ass baby. I can't. I don't like kids. I don't like them like that. They like me, but I don't like them. Yes, especially out in public. I'm like, get your kids. And it's not their fault. It's not. You know what I do like about kids? I like how honest they are. That's funny as hell. They're very, very honest. They'll tell you when you look ugly. I remember my nephew was like, I want to say my nephew was about 5 or 6. And this is probably, I'm pretty sure this was when I was engaging in illegal activities. Okay. I'm not going to get specific, but I was smelling like loud that day. Okay. And I was usually pretty good at masking that, but I think I was over their house and we went to the garage and we was doing our thing. And I came out and he came out of nowhere. I don't know if he came home early. I wasn't expecting him to be there. But he ran up to me and he gave me a hug, and then he looked up at me and like his chin was on my stomach and he was like, "TT, you stink." He just told me I stink, and you know what that means. I smelled like that loud, so it did stink. But yeah, so kids are very, very honest. They're so honest. It's just hilarious. I love how honest they are. But he was like, "You stink." I was like, "I'm sorry." Yeah, they have no filter at all. I think it's so cute. That is what I like about kids, but that whining and carrying on and the neediness, I can't do that. I can't do the neediness. And I'm selfish. Jay Williams, yeah, that loud be smelling good to us adults. It still smells good to me. Even though I don't do it anymore, I still love the smell of it. Like if I'm at a barbecue or something and somebody's smoking, I'm like, it smells so good. But yeah, I don't smoke anymore. And I don't miss it either. Like, I don't miss it. I don't miss that feeling. No, I'm extra selfish though. Like, I'm the type, like, I just can't. Even when I used to babysit when I was younger, I couldn't deal with them kids no more than like 1 or 2 days. I couldn't do it. I'm a Cancer. Pisces. That's the thing. I'm supposed to be like all motherly and shit. And I'm not. I mean, I'm a mother in different ways though. And I said this a long time ago, but women birth more than children. That's another thing. I'm creative in a lot of other ways, but in the physical way, no. I can't do it. I can't. And I don't think women think it all the way out sometimes. And I'm not saying that all. I think probably most women enjoy being mothers, because that's what we do. We create life, as human beings. We're creative people. That's what we do. So I think most of us probably like it. But kids are not for everybody. Excuse me. Kids are not for everybody, and not everybody wants them. City girl, I'm Cancer. I'm a Cancer. I do not want kids. Yeah. And I'm not gonna put the video idea up there because somebody will steal it, because that's what people do. But just know I have a video coming that addresses what we're talking about right now. Because somebody said that men don't want kids. There are more men out there than you think that don't want kids. But I'll get into that in another video, because there's actually statistics on that. My moon is in Aries, so that's probably contributes to my selfishness. And my rising is Gemini, which that's a mess. But yeah, I'm too flighty and all over the place for kids and all that. But the point is, there are sacrifices that come with that. And I feel like for the women who have time and you're getting all of this information, do the right thing with this information. Really, really think this thing out. And unfortunately, Mother Nature is it don't work like that all the time. We're most fertile when we're young. And unfortunately, a lot of times when Black women, or when women in general have children, they don't have it. They don't know it all yet, and they have the babies anyway. But again, that's something I think that most women enjoy. But I just use that as an example because that I just saw that video and I just thought that was very interesting, because I did a video on that it's been probably 2 years now, maybe a year and a half, of this website that's on Facebook of mothers who regret motherhood. They, don't like being mothers. Okay, Lisa, I'm going to make you a mod. You're a mod, Lisa. I see you a lot, so I made you a mod. So, you're probably going to have to make some sacrifices. And, again, going back to what I was saying about, we tell women this all the time: get your bag, secure your bag, always have a backup plan, have savings, have money in your savings. And I think I said this in a video before, that when me and my ex broke up for the final time, it was a lot of stuff that he bought me that I sold on eBay. I resold on eBay. And that's how I got into flipping non-authentic handbags. Cause I was like, dang, this is like some money. And that's kind of how I got into that game. That's before eBay kind of cracked down on that kind of stuff. Now they're all about, they'll take it down if it's a fake bag and all that. But yeah, the narcissistic one. Yeah, I sold probably about $30,000 worth of gifts, you guys. Bags, coats, just everything worth some money, all designer shit. I got about $30,000 from all that, in which that's not a ton of money, but still. So it's like little stuff like that. You need to, if you're getting gifts, keep the gifts nice, don't give them away, because you can always resell them. That's why I focus on getting high price stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not everything has to be high price, but I'm saying, like, that can work out for you. So it's always about having a backup plan. Like if you and your man don't work out, you know what I'm saying? Because, and that's the thing, like the reason I'm telling you guys this is because, maybe you're in a situation, or maybe you'll find yourself in a situation to where you meet a guy who's making good money and he's just not a good guy. Don't be afraid to let him go, because you might say, oh, this is the only man of means I'm going to meet. This is the only one I'm going to meet. So I have to keep him. I have to put up with his bullshit. No, you don't. You met him. You can meet another one, so you need to have that mentality. And then as you're with him, I'm not saying this is all you should think about, but definitely, when you get your gifts, you get your money. If he gives you money, put some of it up. You know what I'm saying? Don't just go splurging and spending all your money. Yeah, you want. I'm not about that. I'm not. I know some women on here are about that. Get the bag by any means necessary. Doesn't matter how miserable you are, how unhappy you are. Which that works for some women, but for me, that's never worked. Like I have to. It has to be some level of compatibility there, some level of happiness. Now, with me, I don't necessarily prioritize looks like that. I don't. Like the man doesn't have to be super fine. I don't prioritize that like some women. But some women that's important to other women. But for me, that's not necessarily that important. Of course, I don't want him to be like butt ugly, but if he ain't got to be like fine. I don't care about that. As long as he's smart and reasonably attractive and he has good personal hygiene and he's generous with his money, that's another thing. Generosity. He needs to be generous. And but I don't think most men are like Ti though. I really don't. I don't think most men of means are going to be checking your daughter's hymen. Honestly, I just don't think most men are that extreme. But the point is, whoever has the money has the final say. And that includes women who are the breadwinners in their relationship. You don't let anyone control how your money is spent, do you, ladies? If you were a breadwinner in your relationship, would you let your man tell you how to spend your money? Or would you let him have the final say? You might take his suggestions. You might consider his opinion, but at the end of the day, you have the final say. That's just what it is. You control your own money. And men are the same way. You don't, unless, we talked about sex work. If you're in a fin dom situation, you're a financial domination where a man gets off on you controlling his money. That's the only way you're going to completely control his money. But that setup is very rare. Thank you, Nessie Lives. Chrissy, I'm a Black man and I love your content. Keep up the great work. Also, give an update on the magazine and what we can do to help. You can look at my update on the video I did. Only has 10,000 views. Nobody watched it, of course, which is why that ended up being a trial magazine because it just wasn't enough interest. It did good, but according to the industry professionals I'm working with, it didn't do good enough to continue the hard copy. So that's why we didn't continue it. But you can listen to the video. It's called DDS is Hiring plus Magazine Update or something like that. But we're thinking about releasing the digital version. So we definitely may do that. But the hard copy, probably not. The profit just wasn't good enough. But thank you for your support. Just Nicole says them femdoms are living their best lives. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you find that situation and a man gets off on you controlling his money and you get off on dominating him and making him go bankrupt and all that stuff, because that's a thing. Like, that's a thing. Some men do that. But again, I just feel like that's a very rare setup. I don't know many people who have lasting relationships in that setup, but a lasting relationship may not be the goal. See, it just depends on the woman. Every woman wants different things. Every woman wants different things. But the point is, you pay the cost to be the boss. Thank you, Trent. What's up? Thank you. Kisses to you too, boo. And a lot of men will consider a woman's input when it comes to how he spends his money. So I'm not saying that men, will never consider your feelings, but ultimately my point is he has the final say. Whoever has the money has the final say. So if you have a disagreement and one person doesn't want to, the breadwinner doesn't want to give in and he's like, I'm still going to do this, then you're going to have a problem, and you need to always keep that in mind. This is why for me, for my level up message, I'm going to continue to say that, yeah, I do have male followers. They in the building. And real black male followers, real men. Because I feel like only the real men can support me. I'm not trying to, toot my own horn or whatever, but I just feel like the men who really support me and understand me, I'm not saying they have to agree with me on everything, but the ones who get my message overall, those are some real men. Yeah, real men, gays included. Exactly. Them too. Um so but um ultimately whoever has the money has the final say. Okay? And you need to always keep that in mind. Oh, but that's what I was saying. I will always on my platform tell you that compatibility is important. Always. Unless again you're trying to be a sugar baby. But again, I try to speak for the collective. So that's why I try to give very practical advice, workable advice, relatable advice. Most women, I 100% believe that most women, black women, are not trying to be sugar babies. So I'm not going to give you sugar baby advice. So compatibility is important. Okay. But I just want you guys to be realistic with this level up hypergamy process. You need a man who's generous with his money, not too overbearing, not too controlling. Again, I know some women don't care about that and you're willing to make the sacrifice. But not all men of means are quality men, and some should be avoided. Insecure, overbearing, controlling, possessive men like T.I. or men who are worse than T.I. are the men of means you need to stay away from, in my opinion. Again, he doesn't represent all men of means, but they're out there, and you need to be willing to let them go and try to get another one. It may take you a little time to attract another one, but if you attracted one, you can attract another one. Just stay leveled up, And if you're like Tiny and you can put up with it, fine. But I don't recommend getting involved with men like him. Diddy is another one. Diddy is bad. Diddy, R. Kelly, very toxic men of means. So all that glitters is not gold, ladies. And I've said that before, but they'll tell you that I never have. And they'll, even after this live, they'll continue to tell you that I never said that. They'll continue to come under my comment section and say, but Chrissy, men of means can cheat on you. They can play you. They can be very stingy. They cannot give you money. And I've already said all of that shit, all of it. K Loves, thank you, aka stay away from short men. I did not say that. We don't want them accusing us of a heightism. We don't want them doing that. So I didn't say stay away from short men. But if you find a short man like T.I. with that short man's complex, then I don't know, you might want to run the other way. If he is unbearable, if it's something you can work on, if it's workable, and he's generous and he's a nice guy and, you can work on him, that's fine, because everybody's not going to be perfect. You're not perfect. So I'm not saying that he has to be perfect, All I'm saying is that if it's that bad, like, I think Diddy, I don't know. Like, y'all, I would have to, like, if I ever had a chance to date him, if I was single, I would just have to find a way to get a good lump sum of money out of him and then leave. Because I couldn't deal with that. Like, I bet you both Diddy and R. Kelly probably require that the women that they're with fuck them in the ass. I wouldn't be so, like, they really strike me as that type. And if you're into that, cool. But I'm not into that. So I couldn't do that. Some women are into that. But they just strike me as that type. Oh, baby, put your finger on my ass or lick my asshole or something like that. Like, oh my God, I would run. I would run. I just don't think I could do that, even with a multi-millionaire or billionaire. I'm saying that now, but I'm just saying I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could like eat ass or, fuck a dude with a sex toy. And, some women can do that. If the money's good enough, they'll do it. Kasha Brown says, all celebrity men are in anal play. I'm not kink shaming. If you're into that, you're into that. All I'm saying is that I couldn't do it. I'm not in, I don't do the fucking. I'm not that kind of girl. Some women actually like that though. Like the dominatrix, they enjoy that. They enjoy fucking men. Listen, just go on one of these porn sites and look that shit up. It's there. What's up, Sarah? She says you're nasty, girl. I'm telling you what's out here, y'all. It's out there. And sometimes these men, they don't necessarily, have to be gay to enjoy penetration. They just like penetration. The same way lesbians, aren't necessarily straight, but they like penetration. Some straight men want their women to fuck them in the ass. So it's just little stuff like that where it's like, what would you do for money? What would you do for a Klondike bar? So, I'm just saying these are realistic situations. You need to think all of this stuff out and think about what you can deal with and what you can't. Again, some of this stuff is extreme. I'm not trying to make you scared of men with money like some of these anti-hypergamous women talk. But my point is to highlight that sometimes sacrifices will be there. And sometimes, these women like Tiny will tolerate things that they don't really like to get the bag, not the poop. And it may be like, it may be something as simple as what Tiny had to do, with, if y'all are new here, I'm very uncensored on these live streams. But just to kind of get away from the extreme, with Tiny, for instance, he pretty much didn't allow her to work. Didn't allow her to, I don't want to say work, but didn't allow her to go on tour. She wanted to go on tour with Escape. She wanted to work. He didn't allow her to do that because he wanted her to stay home and raise his children. Those type of things, and if she would have said no, who knows? They would have gotten divorced and she wouldn't be getting that money like she's getting now. She would have got child support, some alimony or whatever, but she decided to stay so she could have better access to it. For her, the trade-off was worth it. She probably felt, oh, well, I already had, a certain level of success with Escape and I'm cool. I don't mind staying home. Oh, well, it kind of sucks, but I'll get over it. My point is everything's not going to be peachy keen, like everything is not going to be a breeze all the time. Oh, they weren't married? Wow. And I wouldn't want to be with somebody like him. And the thing is, the thing with Tiny is that, even if you wanted to get the bag, you stayed for the bag, why did you have another baby? Like, why did you do that? Even though their youngest baby is so cute, they make some cute children. Like their genes together work, they make some good looking children. But I just like, why did you have a baby? Why did you have a new baby, girl? You was almost done. I mean, you're never done being a mother, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I just wouldn't have had another baby by him. You know what though? Sometimes, like you get a non-conventionally attractive person with a conventionally attractive person and they make pretty babies. So, and then sometimes you get two very, very attractive people and their babies aren't that attractive. You just never know what them genes are going to do. You just never know. Y'all are mean. I don't know. I'm the type that can find beauty in everybody. I don't necessarily think Tiny's ugly, like busted. I don't think she's, you know, that's just me though. But, that's why I said non conventionally attractive because a lot of people don't find her to be ugly or don't find her to be attractive. Yeah, she did have a lot of surgeries. Yeah, she did. Yeah, see, I don't know. I'm just that kind of person. Like, I'll just be like, obviously, I think people are finer than other people, but I don't, I can literally usually find something cute on everybody. Chrissy, I've been reading Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. Is that a good read and good advice for women? A lot of feminists don't like it. I never was just drawn to that book. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, she's just regular looking. Yeah, I agree. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. I've been on here long enough. It's been an hour and a half. I love you guys. And, I haven't particularly been busy per se. I just haven't really felt like doing YouTube videos. Sometimes, I just be like lazy and I'm like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow turns into next week. But I do have some videos planned. So look forward to that. My channel is growing really, really fast. Oh, and I got my plaque, my 100K plaque. I don't know. I feel like YouTube was low key kind of shade me. Like I had to request it. I don't know. They just kind of took me through some extra stuff. I feel like to get it. I don't know. Tested with Ty. Thank you. Yes, for the title of this video. And yes, Tiny is ugly. Y'all are mean. That's so mean. Thank you, Ty. Oh, and I'm mean for laughing, but that's mean. I will say that's one light skinned girl y'all don't let up on. Y'all don't let up on her. That's what I'm saying. I saw the Harriet movie. Y'all want a video on that? Okay, before I go, who wants a video on the Harriet movie? Press 1 if yes, press 2 if no. I don't really have much to say about it. I will say I'm not feeling Cynthia Erivo. I'm not feeling her anti-American thing. Like, and I mean, I've said this before, but like, even if your statements about Black Americans have validity, like, after you say that, are you really gonna portray Harriet Tubman? And then they got her about to portray Aretha Franklin, two American Black women. Like, no, bro. And then you don't even want to address it. Like, I kind of feel like she's being arrogant about it. Like, so what? I said it, and I'm still gonna do what I do. I'm still gonna make my money. I'm still gonna, be an actress or what. Like, I just feel like she's very arrogant about it. So I'm really not feeling her personality. I don't like it. She doesn't want to address the situation. And I just feel like, if it was the other way around and, where is she from? Is she Nigerian? Let's just say, we were in Nigeria and, somebody, American person was trying to portray a Nigerian icon and they caught her saying something slick about Nigerians, they would not be having that. It doesn't matter how true it is. It doesn't matter how much validity it has. Like, they're not going to have that. They're not going to have it. So I'm not feeling her personality. And the movie was just okay to me. Like, it was just, and I mean, I'm a little bit biased because I don't like slave movies. They make me upset. I pretty much cry in every slave movie. I hate them. I hate slave movies. They're depressing. They're depressing. So, I mean, but that's all I would really have to say. Like, I don't, I'm not really interested in analyzing the movie and talking about the movie and the depiction of Black men in the movie. Like, that's Black men's fight. Like, let them handle that. I just don't like what she said about Black Americans. I don't like that. That's the part I don't like. And I'm like, and then her personality is just like, and like, I said it and I'm not gonna address it, and we're gonna keep it pushing. And I don't like that arrogance. I don't like, you cannot sit here and talk shit about Black Americans and then portray Black American icons. Like, no, get somebody else. She said something about us being ghetto, and she was making fun of like Black names. And then, like, she was somewhere singing the national anthem and she forgot the words. Like, she is just so out of touch with the Black American experience. I just don't think she deserves to portray a Black American. I don't. Not icons like Aretha Franklin and Harriet Tubman. Like, really? No. So that's pretty much the only thing I have to say about it. Sarah says, yes, but Nigerian media is ran by Nigerians, not whites, Chrissie. It's not comparable. Okay, but that's I get what you're saying, Sarah, but again, we talk about how light-skinned women, for example, are complicit, right? So yeah, a white person is giving her the job. She took the job, right? But my point is, whether it's white people pulling the strings or hiring the people, or whether it will be Nigerians hiring the people, they would have a problem if somebody who was anti whatever they are portraying one of their historical icons. They would have a fit about that. They would have a fit about that. Like, Nigerians would not have that, and I don't blame them. I am excited about that one movie with Issa Rae and The Photograph. I think that's what it's called. I do want to see that. That looks like a good movie. But I am a little bit concerned, with Black American women, especially dark-skinned women, not getting some of the spotlight. I feel like I do still want to see that representation, and it's becoming clearer now. It's like, dang, really? Like, why aren't y'all hiring Black American women? Like, every time something big comes out, every time, something mainstream comes out, it's never an American woman, Black American woman. Even though I think Issa Rae is Nigerian American, right? Yeah, but either way, like I said, I see myself in dark-skinned women across the African diaspora. Like, I'm not divisive in that way. I'm divisive in other ways, but not in that way. But I do have a problem with people who are anti-Black American then taking up a space to represent Black American. Like, that is a no-no. That is just off limits to me. Sarah says, I get what you're saying as well, but you mentioned an AA going to Nigeria, not it happening here in the US. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get it. My point was just that Nigerians would have an issue with that. Okay, yeah, Senegalese. So yeah, that, and I wouldn't have a problem with Cynthia Erivo if it wasn't for that, and if it wasn't for her refusal to just at least address it and apologize. Like, anytime it's ever brought up, or I think Oprah was the only one who brought it up. And I didn't like the way Oprah presented the question either. She's like, well, the haters are saying that, because you're not American. The haters. Oprah, shut the fuck up. Ain't nobody hating on her. She said some foul shit, so she needs to address it. Black people wouldn't have no problem with her playing Harriet. Black Americans specifically would have had no problem with her portraying Harriet had she would have never said those statements. And then the whole Comcast thing. Yeah, I don't want to do the video. I don't feel like talking about that. That's how I feel about it. Y'all heard how I feel about it. I don't feel like doing a whole edited video about that. But yeah, that's just, the attitude. And then I just felt like, and by the way, I didn't go see the movie, but I saw the movie. I'm sure you can connect the dots. I didn't go to the theater, but I saw it, bootleg Reggie. But yeah, I saw it, and it was just okay. It was okay to me. And the whole black male bounty hunter thing, I'm like, isn't it interesting that black men understand representation? But anytime, see, this is why I don't like that part. I'm not gonna speak on, because I'm like, that's your fight, black men. That's your fight. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I don't understand where they're coming from, because if they were trying to, demonize black women in the film, then it would be the same shit. I would say, I would have a problem with that. But let's just say the bounty hunter was a black woman, right? And black women were complaining about it. Would black men be like all been out of shape about it if it was a black woman was catching slaves? Would it be as much outrage behind that part if instead of, who was it, Big or Long, if instead of it was a black man, it was a black woman? But see, all of a sudden, you want to give a fuck when it's a black man. All of a sudden, what bad representation is. What the subliminal messages is. But when black women complain about our erasure and the way they depict us in the media, we're complaining for nothing. Black men get on my fucking nerves with that. Anytime it's them, it's just this big outrage. Anytime it's them. Oh, Lord, because they built us pyramids. Lord have mercy. She's Kasha, are you serious? She said, I saw a video from a black man who said black women should be happy because black men built us pyramids. Y'all going to the pyramids tonight? They housing black women and children in the pyramids. They offering jobs at the pyramids. Girl, I can't. I'm listen. I'm not about to go in on black men, child. But black men are a mess. I cannot with black men. We getting a loan from the Pyramids Bank. Can I get a loan? Can I get a business loan? Can I get a job? Where's the Pyramid School? They got a school, the Pyramid School. Where it's at? Yeah, Kasha, send me the video, please. Because they don't know what infrastructure is. Child, I can't. I cannot take it. Pyramid pension, okay. Pyramid health insurance for these black children, these black babies. Yeah, I'm gone, Sarah. You right. It's time for me to end the stream. I love you guys. More videos coming soon. I'll talk to you later. Bye.